Alrighty. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV, Shadowbringers. A little bit of a recap for where we are so far. So, going into this, basically, we had been hearing this mysterious calling by this mysterious figure that was trying to yoink us, to call our souls away and take us away to somewhere mysterious. One by one, the scions would one by one each time this calling happened, because it was me and then all the scions that heard this calling inside our minds. One by one, each time it happened, one of the scions would collapse and fall to the ground, and we basically find out that while their body remained, their souls basically got taken somewhere. Very mysterious, very curious. Near the end of the Stormblood wrap-up stuff, we get to meet with this, we have this moment where he tries to yoink us, but we don't quite get fully yoinked, and we meet in this halfway place where we meet with this mysterious mage figure. And we learned that he's been trying to call us to the first. So the top of the first reflections. So basically, the lore in Final Fantasy XIV is that when Hydaelyn confronted Zodiark, the world basically shattered into what is known as the source, which is where we come from, and then 13 reflections of the source. So basically, 13 other planets. As sort of like, as reflections of the source. And the first is where we are, so the first reflection. And we learned with like the Warrior of Darkness stuff that the first was being consumed by primordial light, and Minfilia and the Warriors of Darkness went to go stop the flood of light from consuming the world. So at the start of Shadowbringers, we get fully transported here, body and mind, by the mage dude. Let's go out and go see the mage dude. We learned that the mage dude's title is the Crystal Exarch, and he is the sort of like the head of this city, which is the Crystarium. We learned that in his attempts when learning the magic to reach across worlds, he says he yoinked the Crystal Tower, or he like yoinked, like it's not really quite fully explained as it currently stands, but he says that he yoinked the Crystal Tower, or at least like a copy of the Crystal Tower, or whatever the heck Rooney's, and sort of like transported it here. And the Crystarium has sort of like flourished in the shadow of the Crystal Tower, using the technologies that were found inside, and making this very grand city, which stands as one of the last bastions of hope and the only people willing to fight against the light that still threatens this land. So we get here. We learn that this mage fellow has been trying to summon us. He calls us one of. He says that he tried to summon us the greatest of all heroes, or something like that. Is what he calls us, which is high praise. And he's called us here because he wants us to. This is the mysterious mage man, by the way, the Crystal Exarch. He's called us here because he wants us to help save the first, and in so saving the first, stop a calamity from happening on the source. So not only save the first, but also the source from undergoing a calamity. Because we learned that what the Ascians are trying to do is they're trying to create another rejoining. So basically the Ascians, one of the Ascians' purpose is to rejoin all of the different reflections of the worlds to the source. But each time that they do this, the world of the reflection gets completely destroyed, and a major calamitous event happens on the source that kills countless lives. So they're trying to rejoin the world in name to their god, Zodiark, is what we know so far. And basically this by saving the first, we would stop that from happening, and then also stop a calamity from happening on the source. So he summoned us here to do that. He understands that we may not trust him. He is very mysterious, very highly magical, to have even performed this magic to reach across worlds. We don't know a lot about him. He hasn't given, besides, you know, like his title, the Crystal Exarch. Very mysterious, high magical. He sends us to go find the Scions. Explains to us the Scions are basically here, like as they basically exist as spirits, but that they can interact with the world and stuff like that. So the first Scions we are to retrieve is Alisaie and Alphinaud. We also learned that time can sometimes fluctuate, the difference between time and between the source and the reflections. That right now we're sort of at a state of equilibrium, so it's like equal time is passing in both worlds, but sometimes and at random, the flow of time can change between worlds. So so for example, during most of this us and the Scions have been separated. Not a long time has been passed on the source. Much longer time has been passing on the first. So while it hasn't been that long since the Scions got yoinked in the story, for the Scions it has been years. So for Thancred, who was the first to get yoinked, it has been 5 years. And then for Ystoli and Urianger, it's been 3 years. And for Alisaie and Alphinaud, who were the most recent to get yoinked, it was been nearly a year. So we're sent to go retrieve Alisaie and Alphinaud first, to go talk to them and learn more about the world. We also explore the Crystarium a whole bunch. We learn some things, like, for example, the Warriors of Light are basically the Warriors of Light, aka the Warriors of Darkness, the heroes of the world that we met, are considered to be villains that caused the flood for happening, that there was this mysterious Oracle of Light figure that they call her that stopped the flood. We know this to be Minfilia. And yeah, we learned that things are very different here in the first, that they carry over a lot of things for like gameplay purposes and also lore purposes, and being like, oh yeah, it was all the technology we found from the tower. That's why like there's tombstones here, and that's why they use Gil, etc. We also learned that all the races are known by different names here, like Mikote are called Mistel, Hures are called Humes, etc., etc., etc. So we go retrieve Alisaie first. Alisaie is out in a zone called Amh Araeng, which is sort of like a deserty area. And throughout most of that zone, we learn about the Sin Eaters. So basically, Sin Eaters are abominations that are born of that are born when creatures get consumed by light ether, more or less. So when basically when souls when living creatures are consumed by light ether, they become Sin Eaters. And Sin Eaters seek only to feed off of the ether of living beings. So they're basically like vampires. And the stronger the stronger Sin Eaters can actually turn people into Sin Eaters as well. So Alisaie hangs out at this place known as the Inn, which is for people that have survived attacks by greater Sin Eaters, but haven't been turned immediately, but their ether has been corrupted, and so slowly over time they're starting to be consumed by the light ether. So they're like they start becoming less vocal, less interactive. They sort of like basically become more still. Their eyes and their hair and their skin, whatever, starts turning white. The skin starts turning plastery, whatever. And we learn that eventually they will end up succumbing to this and turning into monsters. We unfortunately get to witness somebody turning into a monster firsthand, because a greater Sin Eater like just passes by and fucking kills someone. Rest in peace. Oh god, okay, hold on. It'll come to me, I'll remember her name. Don't tell me. I've got this. Nope, I'm not getting this. I'm terrible with names, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, this character. She's so kind. Tesleen, I got it. I got there, Tesleen. Love her, she was great. She's so kind, amazing soul. She gets stabbed through with a sword, and she, in a very horrific sequence, turns into a Sin Eater. And so that's when we learn that shit's really fucked here in the first. But yeah, Alisaie sort of like resolves. She comes back with us, and she's extra resolved now to stop this from happening, to eliminate the Sin Eaters, and also like to stop to eliminate the overflooding of light ether of this world, which is like she says that mostly souls tend to rest at equilibrium with the different amounts of ether or whatever, and that the state of the world of it being consumed by light isn't helping when somebody gets attacked by a Sin Eater. More people would, or like they would be able to survive, or their ether would go back to equilibrium if the world wasn't so already flooded with light. It's complicated, it's creepy, it's fucked up, and yeah, they have to deal with that. So now we're gonna go find Alphinaud, who is out in this other place out by sea known as Yulmore. So that's where we're going to now. All right, that was a little bit of the recap. All right, in search of Alphinaud. The Crystal Exarch is eager for you to meet with Alphinaud. You'll visit Alphinaud in Kholusia, then. Okay, the zone is called Kholusia. The city is called Yulmore. Excellent. As I mentioned, your destination is an island off the west coast, so you will need a mount capable of making the journey. Here's a letter of introduction presented to Genmai, the Master of Beasts in Temenos Rookery, and he will take care of you. When you see Alphinaud, be sure to pass on my warmest regards. Will do. Already, anything else to say, Exarch? Your first order of business will be to reunite with Alphinaud and Alisaie. In so doing, the predicament here in Norvrand should become abundantly clear. As for communications with the source, Feoul will gladly serve as your messenger. If needs be, however, you yourself should be capable of making the journey between worlds. Okay, yeah, we've already done this. Yeah, okay, yeah. Alisaie? Whenever I come to the Crystarium, the sands of Amh Araeng seem a world away, and yet they both lie under the same wretched sky. Yep. Alright, to Kholusia then. We gotta go out. I think the rookery this way. Yeah, there it is. We'll go through the center area here. This is a pretty city. The Crystarium is great. I love it. I love all the different, like, the bunch of different areas. They've got, like, the botany studying area over here, the library, the market. It's nice. It's nice. Good city. Up here they are. Genmai. Hello. Your face is unknown to me. What business have you at my rookery? A letter of introduction addressed to Genmai and signed by the Crystal Exarch. Signed by the Exarch, no less. Yeah. People want Crystarium housing. That'd be nice, but at the same time, lorically... lorically, maybe not. Yes, I can provide you with an Amh Araeng for passage to Kholusia. I will pick you out a friendly whelp. So the Amh Araeng are these, like, feathery beasties over here. Amh Araeng are often used for travel then, and there I was expecting a chocobo. Now we'll say Amh Araeng are often used for travel then. That's right. Mounts like my grey friend over there are a common sight in these parts. But I gather you hail from further afield, more accustomed to chocobos, perchance. Aye, indeed. We do know they do have chocobos here, so we do that. I hear there are a few places where they ride. Little else. Seeing as you plainly unaccustomed to riding Amh Araeng, I think it best I accompany you on this flight myself. Any Zune worthy of the name could do it, of course. A Zune being what they call this species here. But the Exarch sent you to me, ensuring you arrive safely is my responsibility. Thank you. Gather your things and meet me at the Amh Araeng launch. One of the junior tamers will attend to you while I ready the mounts. Thank you. Okay, but first, I see this over here. That's a sightseeing location. We're gonna have to jump from up top, aren't we? Okay, just fall off. There we go. Boom shakalaka. Alright, Temenos Rookery. Managed almost exclusively by the Zune, this rookery echoes the sounds of creatures great and small, from the clucks of chickens to the quays of chocobos. Said to describe a sacred enclosure, the name is a reference to the legendary roost of the Amh Araeng, and indeed, many an Amh Araeng is raised from egg to adult within the rookery's well-tended grounds. Alright. You want to fly an Amh Araeng to Kholusia? Oh, I suppose if Master Zhenmai is going with you. Wait here, please. The Master should be along with mounts shortly. You can now travel to Kholusia. Speak with the aspiring Amh Araeng tamer to fly to the island.
The whistling breeze, mute. The pounding surf, frozen. Time itself takes a breath.
The zone
At light's
narration.
edge, all is perfectly still. The world captured in a painting, locked in a moment.
Look how cool the Amh Araeng are.
Music,
2 wings.
faint and fleeting, drifts coastward on the lifeless air. And in the distance, beyond the broken earth, a city beckons.
Look at all the ruined ships at the base of that thing. You love your Amh Araeng out there? Great. I love them. Look at them. So floofy. The 2 sets of wings. Very cool. Great beast design. A+. Alright, send Zhenmai. Now I'm seeking Alphinaud second. We got Alisaie last time. We are arrived. This is Cracked Shell Beach on the eastern coast of Kholusia. You should be safe here for the present. Compared to the mainland, singular attacks are far less prevalent, and the native beasts are not any more dangerous than elsewhere. It is the people you should be wary of. Oh, okay. Thank you for the heads up. Spy you that city in the distance, hard to miss. That is Yulmore, the island's main settlement. It rivals the Crystarium in scale, and was once an ally in our battle against the abominations. For years, the Yulmoran elite have fancied themselves the masters of what remains of this broken world. They have gone as far as to offer the leaders of other settlements their protection, if we bend the knee. What the fuck are you talking about? Crystarium's out here with like fucking crystal cannons and other fucking cool technology and what nonsense, and you guys don't. And like apparently a full shield that can go around the city or whatever. You know, they don't need jack shit, man. Bend the knee.
But to say there are deals are questionable would be putting it mildly. The Crystarium is one among many who resist their heavy-handed authority. And while we are... Okay, so not only the Crystarium, which is apparently big and powerful, but others resist as well, okay. And while we are not at war, our relationship with Yulmore is strained at best.
Alright.
It may be wise to conceal your ties with the Exarch during your stay here, especially in the vicinity of the city.
Thanks for the heads up. Thanks for the heads up, dude. Will do. Serious nod.
I'm glad we understand each other. Now, the Exarch has instructed me to divulge a secret that should make finding your friend a good deal easier. Listen closely.
Alright, I'm listening. Whatever Semjamai has to tell you, he plainly deems it worthy of your undivided attention.
If you head south along the coast, you will eventually come to a fisherman's shack. A friend of the Crystarium lives there, a man who goes by the name of Abor. Abor keeps an eye on everything that happens in Kholusia and will be able to point you in the right direction. Just hand him a sprig of thyme. That will let him know you can be trusted. Here, this should be enough. Find your friend, and I will stay here with the Amh Araeng until you're ready to return.
Oh, thank you. Not gonna head back to the city? Alright, thank you, sir. Oh, anything else to say?
No, I don't wish to return already. No, we're good. I thought maybe he had something else to say, but I was like, maybe he'll just, you know,
say, oh, you want to leave? Water. Oh, look, like a little island out that way. But I don't think you can go to it. That looks like the zone thingy will cut off. I was like, can we swim? Look, a go-boo. The goblin dudes with the hats. Ether current. Ether current, ether current. Oh, that might be the fishing shack. They're Final Fantasy I imps? I see, I see. Alright. Hello, cat dude. Hey, fish. Dude, I didn't know cat dudes could have a unicorn horn. That's cool. Fish crab. Think I've got an eel in a barrel somewhere if you have a taste for them. I'm not looking for fish. I'm looking for information. Lake thyme, a fragrant herb commonly found growing along the floodplains of the source. Yeah. Hrothgar. Well, that's what they're called. I think they go by a different name in the first. But yeah, Hrothgar. I always forget their names, so I'm just like, cat guy. Oh, I do love a bit of thyme. Chuck some in a pan and it's like a bloody festival of flavor. Now, what it is I can do for you? Can't say as there's been any major upsets to report these past few weeks. I'm looking for someone. Young lad, white hair, elf. They're called elves in the first. Alphinaud. I know the one. Our young champion of the downtrodden. That's our boy! Yulmore is richer than all Novran put together, but it's a different story for them as live outside the city. Most spend every waking moment just trying to stay alive, which makes your friend's dedication to helping others stand out all the more. That's our boy. Ronso. Okay, yeah, okay, that's the name for them. Okay. Based on Final Fantasy X. Okay.
Aye, I can hazard a guess as to where he is now. Get a message to him, but you'll need somewhere quiet to meet away from prying eyes. Make for Stilltide. That's the fishing village just up the path there. You're looking for a rundown excuse for a tavern the locals call the Leaky Keel. Wait there and I'll see that Alphinaud will join you, sir. Alright, thank you. Get yourself to the Leaky Keel in Stilltide. I'll let Alphinaud know someone's waiting for him. Awesome. An Aetheryte. At the village there with the Aetheryte? Awesome. We're going. We're tuning him. Such a small place, but apparently... Oh, hey, Runic! Hey! Alright. Let's talk to everybody. Arnar. Look at this cat dude. Greetings, stranger. You here to stay or just passing through? Oh, lore guy, what do you do here? Until recently, I would have called myself a fisherman. Now, though, I seem to be in charge of organizing our catch for the buyers from Yulmore. Those free citizens are a particular lot, you see, and they'll pay good coin for any exotic fish we reel in. Not that our profits amount to much in the end. I imagine before the flood, we'd have had the whole ocean to trawl. With the way things are, some days we struggle just to fill our own bellies. But be that as it may, I mean to live here until the day I die. Alright, what kind of place is this? Well, Stilltide's mostly a home for fishermen to come back to. Somewhere to sleep and drink bad liquor. The name comes from how the flood has frozen the outer seas and turned the tides here all sluggish and slow, or so I'm told. Okay, so yeah, if the flood like only reached to a certain part of the sea and then just like stopped, is there like a wall out there in the middle of the ocean, like of the crystal that we saw about like Amh Araeng, and like everything past it is just like white deadness? Maybe it's like frozen over in ice or something like that. The ocean man. Yeah, that's gotta fuck with tides and currents and everything like that. No few folk have chased their dreams to Gate Town, hoping for a spot in Yulmore. The rest of us, though, we'd rather starve than stoop to begging from lords and ladies. Very honorable of you. Right, Amaro, keep over here. Look at this lass. Very nice, very nice. Look at the flowers in the hair. The white to the pink eyes. Cool shit, cool shit. Dapper cat lady. Alright, catty. I think I've got enough for the moment. Fish keeps us healthy, see, and everyone needs to eat their share. Alright, this is the building. Eva, hello. Dear, Yes, dear, buy a drink or out you go. The seat's off paying customers. Alright. We'll purchase, some sort of beverage, non-alcoholic. It's your first time in a tavern. It is customary to buy a drink if you meet a loiter. What'll you be having? We get a choice. Shit. I was hoping for maybe something that was non-alcoholic besides water, but we'll just take water. That's okay. Fine choice. And what'll you be paying with? Gil, if you'll take it. Which they probably will. Well now, those are exotic. Where'd you come by coins like that? We're not supposed to mention we're from the Crystarium. We traded with someone from the Crystarium. I'm sorry, dear. I don't doubt they have value, but I don't have a touchstone to test their purity, and I'm not about to go begging for one from the neighbors, so we'll just have to come to some other arrangement. I can trade goods. Rustles around in pack. You want this random beastie part? I can trade in favors. Here's an idea. There's a common to the north where we grow our vegetables, but lately the pests have been eating more of them than we have. What do you say to a bit of extermination work? I want you to squash any vermin you find, then visit the caretaker and give him an earful from me for sleeping on the job. He'll be in the old silo next to the fence, snoring like it's not. Do that for me and you can laze about here as long as you like. Okay. Will do. Whoops, did not mean to cast that, but there we go. Okay, out this ways. Little dragonlings. I love the little flappy walk animation. It's like the little jumps that rats do, except for they're winged. Alright, this is the fields. Nice, very fenced in. Let's get the dot going on both of them. Then Presence of Mind. We'll probably, because I'm going to be doing all the dungeons and stuff like that on White Mage, we'll probably just do the initial stuff here with Alphinaud and Alisaie on White Mage, and then I'll probably switch over to like Scholar for the rest of it. That way we're still a healer in case there's healer pertinent dialogue. But then we're also getting some experience because we're already like 77 on White Mage. We'll also be getting experience onto Summoner Scholar as well. I do love the battle music here though. For Shadowbringers, it's just like, alright, guitar, go. Alright, and then knock on the barred door. Hello? No response. Maybe you need to knock louder. Hello? Knock, 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 knock. No response. Perhaps the occupant is hard of hearing. Hello? Let me in! You hear a faint squeaking from the room beyond. Time to burst in and save the day, brave adventurer. Things are suspicious, sir. I am coming in. No one is home, and judging by the lack of furniture, they haven't been for some time. The odd scraps of vegetables on the floor suggest rats have taken up residence in their absence. Oh. Well. Not someone being attacked like a rat swarm like we apparently suspected, but just abandoned. I guess we'll let Devin know that whoever was there appears to have abandoned ship or died. Or maybe it's just like, doesn't actually live there. Or maybe it's just, you know, really bad at taking care of their place. Alright, last we took care of the pest, but there's nobody there. Welcome back, dear. Oh wait, hold on. Welcome back, dear. What did that good-for-nothing caretaker have to say for himself? There was nobody there. Gone. Must have left to join the rest of the hopefuls. Yeah, the hopefuls? I mean, Gate Town, outside Yulmore? You don't have a clue what I'm talking about, do you? And there I was thinking you were another dreamer. Well, never mind all that. Take a seat wherever you like, dear. You've more than earned it. I'll even throw in another drink on the house. Oh, thank you. Guess we don't really have proof that we've done it, so very trusting of you, thank you. Just sort of here, hanging out.
And how is business today, Mistress Theva?
It's our boy! It's our boy, there he is! Alphinaud, it's been so long.
Oh, frenetic. Look, I have a new customer.
Frenetic. One single customer. Alphinaud, it's been since we went to go, brave foolhardy lad went to go try to get to the Empire alongside the God, whatever they were called, that one faction from Doma, and then they ended up getting shot down over the burn, and then he ended up going with the Shadow Hunters, with who we learn later is Gaius. And his Lassian hunters, and them having their own adventures, and then he got yoinked in the middle of that, and then Gaius brought his body back to Doma, and we managed to rendezvous with him. So it's been a while, and even longer by Alphinaud's point of view, because he's been here for nearly a year by the time of the first. Tis I. They're really having a moment here with the camera where they don't show his face until now.
'Tis good to see you, my friend.
Alfie! We're reunited at last! My boy! Tis good to see you too, Alphinaud.
The barley seeds you wanted. They should produce a better harvest than the last.
What, just like that? Oh, Alphinaud, you really are a dear.
That he is. Alphinaud, we hear you've been championing the people. Good job, Alphinaud.
Well, I'd best be tidying up some of those empty shacks before the pests move in. Keep an eye on the place while I'm out, eh?
It seems an age since last we spoke. Not since the prisoner exchange in Doma. And Yotsu.
Yeah, that's when we got sent off. Yeah, when Yotsu and the prisoner exchange and that whole shit with Asahi and Yotsu and the primalness. Yep.
It has been even longer for me, of course, if you count the days I've spent here. The time has only added to the relief I feel seeing you safe and well.
Alphinaud, always caring about us. Thanks, Alphinaud. We're relieved to see you well, safe and well as well. We didn't know about your fate, man. Here we go. Me, I was more worried about you. We thought we'd lost you. Well, we didn't think we'd lost him yet. We were holding out hope. I'll say me, I was more worried about you. We were so worried about you, lad. A little concerned
Alisaie
face
said
there.
much the same thing. I don't think I've ever had such a scolding.
Oh man, yeah, Alisaie, poor Alisaie, during that lead up from Stormblood, you know, not knowing the fate of Alphinaud, you know, him, all we knew is that he got shot down over the burn and not even knowing where he was, and then all the scions getting yoinked one by one. Yeah. You know, we had to deal with that too, but Alisaie's so young. Alas.
But I believe an exchange of news is in order. Come, tell me of your arrival and all that came before.
Will do. So, this place pretty fucked up. We've seen some shit with some sin eaters and crap like that out by Amh Araeng. That shit's fucked. And then yeah, all the other stuff leading up. almost died on the battlefield to Elidibus in Xenos' body. That was a grand time. Oh, also we're
I
at a
see.
stalemate.
Both the Exarch and Alisaie told me what they knew of events, but I had stubbornly clung on to the hope that all-out war might yet be avoidable.
Yeah, the Exarch apparently can look in on the source sometimes and like glean some information while he was doing that. And then Alisaie, being the newest to arrive, she probably had the most information. Like, like Thancred and Urianger and Y'shtola, who basically got yoinked very soon after Thancred. All they knew was that war was about to break out, or the Empire was going to march on Alamigo. That's all they knew. And until Alisaie got there to inform them on the situations of the war, they knew nothing beyond that. So yeah, Alphinaud would have come first before Alisaie, but all he would have been able to tell them was, yeah, there was something called Black Rose, which would only added to the stress levels of what was happening there.
And poor Tataru. She must be sick with worry.
We all were.
We must endeavor to return as soon as we may.
Yeah, all of the Scions, man. The B-Team Scions, and Tataru, and myself, and Kryle. We're all very worried. But at least we know now that you guys, you know, where you are and that you're safe. And before that, it was just like, the souls got mysteriously yoinked. Who knows what's happening to the souls right now?
It would be nice to bring her good tidings for a change.
We bring her good tidings occasionally. You know, when we win.
But before we bid this world farewell, we must first ensure that it is not rejoined to the source. We must prevent the 8th Umbral calamity.
Fuck yeah, my dude, I'm in. I'm in. But also this guy's saying, like, before we bid the world farewell, as if they still don't know how to send them back. The Exarch said that they're basically stranded here, and that they've been searching for a way to try to send them back, but they don't know how yet. And then when Urianger and Y'shtola got yoinked, Urianger shared his vision of the future, and they shifted their focus from trying to find a way back to trying to find a way to stop the rejoining. And therefore, the first from being destroyed and the 8th Umbral Calamity from happening.
Urianger's vision of the future has, I fear, every chance of coming true.
Indeed. Urianger's vision of the future being the 8th Umbral Calamity and the death of the Scion's mightiest champion, aka me, aka the Warrior of Light.
By his description, the catalyst for the calamity was a formless and deadly weapon employed by the Garlean Empire.
Formless and deadly, Black Rose. Yeah, he said
Which can only mean one thing. Black Rose.
Indeed.
Gaius was telling you the truth. When we were on the trail of the Ascians, we saw evidence that the gas was being manufactured once more.
Yeah, this was the camp of resistance members or something like that that got completely wiped out by the weapon. So they're definitely using it. I mean, one of the reasons why a lot of the uprisings were quelled in the other provinces was because of this just complete massacre of encampments that sent any resistances underground. But then, like at the end of Stormblood, where they were at the stalemate, they're just like, oh, but more. They've been popping back up again, so can't be kept down. And apparently, no fear of this Black Rose nonsense. Though, like Gaius and Alphinaud, they did like they did destroy the plant, but we learned through a Varys cutscene with Varys and Kholusia Galvus, the Ascian, that they have more of it in the works. So it's not off the table yet.
Gaius was adamant that the project had been scrapped. But so long as there are wars to be waged, there will always be those determined to win by any means.
Yeah, Gaius
ordered the project scrapped, but there was definitely some people that saved the samples, like we learned in the side questing in the Fringes. And yeah, apparently they just reordered the research to be investigated into again.
And thus simply destroying the existing stores of Black Rose would do little to alter fate's course.
Yeah. You'd have to destroy all the samples and then destroy all the labs that could make it, and then also kill all the scientists that know anything of it. It would be a lot.
In that sense, our involuntary journey here to the First was something of a boon.
I mean, you're making the best use of it that you can. I mean, you're just like, well, we're here. We might as well deal with the shit here on this end. And I guess, like, we wouldn't have been able to, without the Exarch doing the yoinking, we wouldn't have been able to travel here. This wouldn't have been an option to begin with. We wouldn't even have known which shard was going to be rejoined. So there is that.
Together with the Exarch, we've developed a theory as to how we believe the rejoining will be set in motion.
Okay. Give me the lore.
I'm sure Urianger himself will cover the subject in more detail.
I'm sure he will. Urianger, lore drop man.
But I can tell you the process requires that both worlds, the Source and the First, be facing an existential threat.
Okay.
One being Sin Eaters, of course.
So here it's Sin
They
Eaters,
are a
and the
menace
source
that I
it'll
would
be
dearly
Black
love to
Rose.
remove, and not just to avert a calamity.
I concur. After seeing the shit in Amh Araeng, I concur. That shit's fucked up. That shit's fucked up.
I may be a stranger to this world, but I will not stand idly by and let innocent people be slaughtered.
Worse than being slaughtered. Good man, Alphinaud. Good man, I concur. We can't stand by and do nothing.
That is what brought me to the gates of Yulmore.
Concerned face there for a second.
Ignoring its pretensions as a kind of capital city to what remains of the world, it is nonetheless a center of power and authority.
So they're saying even though they're arrogant assholes, they do have power.
If any solutions are to be found, I believe our search should begin there. What say you, old friend? Hungry for another adventure?
Hungry for another adventure? Dude, I wouldn't be here if I wasn't. Well, I say we wouldn't be here if we weren't, but we were kind of like like the Exarch, even at the beginning of when you first get brought in, he's just like, thanks for answering my summons, as if we had much of a choice. Persistent bugger that he was. Like, if like we couldn't like in character, like there's no way we wouldn't answer the summons, because there would always be the risk that he would keep calling and we would collapse on the battlefield again. You know, and also the fact that he has all our friends and we want to learn about our friends, but also the fact that, you know, we risk ourselves if he keeps trying to call us. So we weren't given much of a choice in coming here. And then seeing the side of the plight of the people here. You know, it's like the opening introduction part of the Crystarium said, where it's just like it's a city of hope or whatever, and they said, what would-be hero could fail to answer its call? How could we ignore the plight of the people here? And if it saves the source and saves the first, then two birds, one stone, let's go. Plus, you know, Minfilia, you know, came here to stop the first from being consumed by light. you know, we also want to carry forward her will as well. Oh, I forgot to mention. I forgot to mention when I did the recap. Also, when we went to, we have a room at the Crystarium that the Exarch gave us. When we went to our room, we met with Arbert, who is the main warrior of darkness guy, aka the heroes of this world, the former warriors of light, that accidentally ended up causing the flood because they were tricked by the Asians. He apparently has been wandering the world for 100 years as sort of like a ghost. He says that when he and his friends and Minfilia returned to the source to stop, returned to the first from the source to stop the flood of light, he said that Minfilia and his friends sacrificed their everything to stop the flood, but he was left behind. And he basically says that he's going to watch our actions here, that because he can't interact with the world. He's basically he's ghost-like. He can't touch anything, nobody can hear him or anything like that, but we can hear him for some reason. And he said he was sort of like drawn to us, that he was sort of like his mind and body was like fraying at the edges from wandering so long. But when he suddenly found himself in the room with us, and suddenly it was full clarity again. So he is somehow for some reason drawn to us, and he's sort of like resolved to like watch over our progress, but he's very pessimistic. He says this world has had its fill of heroes. He doesn't think it can be saved. Even though his friends sacrificed everything to save it, he's very jaded. But yeah, so we want to carry forward Minfilia's will here as well. We shall not let the first fall to light. What say you, old friend? Hungry for another adventure? Up, stand up, fist punch. Fuck yeah, let's go. Of course I am, Alphinaud.
And so we take to the road once more.
So we do, Alphinaud, let's go. Me and my son reunited.
We have more or less, except for some brief occasions, been, and you know that whole when he went off to go try to get to Garlemald, we've basically been traveling together since Heavensward. All right. Taking a sip of water there. Okay, Alphinaud. Open arms, closed gate. Alphinaud is ready to take to the road once more. Assuming you have no objections, let's make our way directly to the city outskirts. If we time our arrival just right, you may be lucky enough to see why I have yet to set foot in Yulmore, despite my best efforts to do so. Come. From here we must head west and then cross a small bridge. Alright, but like, Theva told us to watch the place and she's not back yet, but alright. Oh, okay. Also, side quests have opened up here. Also, a little bit of side questing. Strong-willed wife. Hello. Hold on a second. Let's switch over to... Oops, let's switch over to Summoner for this. Here we go. Also, let's get Carbuncle out here. Alright. The strong-willed wife taps her foot in impatience. Of all the useless... Ah, you there. Have you seen a timid mouse of a man cowering in a corner somewhere? I have not. Head tilt. I'm talking about my husband. Clumsy, overcautious clod that he is. All I asked was for him to bring some shellfish back for dinner, and he's been gone for bloody hours. I hate to inflict my troubles on a stranger, but if you're headed down to the beach and spot my good-for-nothing husband, tell him to get a move on with the main course.
Right, will do. Anything else to say?
You find yourself on the sands for whatever reason, please keep an eye out for my missing husband. Just look for the bloke what's shaking at his own shadow.
Okay.
Also, Caddy, hello. Caddy's looking for the food store. Looking over the food stores, her face a mask of concern. There should be enough to last us, at least until those scaly buggers are taken care of. Scaly buggers? Anything I can help with? These days it seems there's more pests than people living in Stiltide. What with all the hopefuls running off to Yulmore. Those flying lizards are the worst of the lot, though. You can't even leave for an honest day's work anymore without a swarm of them flapping sky demons nipping at your heels from here to Governor's Row. And don't get me started on that leader, Jaculus we call him. With the way that vicious blighter comes after you, you'd think he bloody owns the place. Someone needs to topple that little tyrant. None of us fancy losing a finger, but maybe up for the challenge? If you're keen to draw him out, just skewer a couple of his broodmates. That'll get his attention soon enough. Okay. Did you say you were going to get that territorial lizard leader for us? Like I said, just murder some of his mates and you'll soon get an audience with Jaculus himself. Just murder. Okay.
Will do. And one more quest set this way. Nope, over here. Forlorn Fisherman.
The Forlorn Fisherman seems lost and broken.
Oh, that sigh wasn't for you. I was just thinking about a friend. That damn fool got tired of the hard life, you see, and tried to sail to the mainland in our little fishing boat. Said he'd come back and fetch me after he found his fortune. His body washed up yesterday. I wonder if his last thoughts were for his home or for the shores of his land, the land he never reached. Actually, miss, if you've not better to do than listen to me sob, I'd appreciate a hand collecting his belongings. They're scattered along the sands, but I don't know that I'll find them all before the waves steal them out to sea.
No problem, we'll do.
Please help me grab them before they get lost in the waves, okay?
Will do, will do.
It looks like we'll start the south here and then we'll go north. Alright, here we go. Corroded Ring. Snapped fishing rod. Are these his belongings? Are we sure? Are we not just like searching for scraps along the coast here? Did he have a list of belongings that we're going off of? Clouded necklace. Oh, is there not a way up from here? Ah, shoot, there's not a way up from here. Alright, we gotta loop back. Nope. Unless it was in the lower part there. Whoops, I thought it, nope, okay, it's down. Never mind. We looped around for no reason. It is down here. Well, they did say the beach. Oh, there we go. Never mind, here he is. Hesitant husband. Who are you? What do you want with me?
Your wife is looking for you? The wife's wondering where I am. Has been that long? Oh, I tried digging up one of those tie clams that she likes, a good-sized one too, but a claw shot out from under the sand and almost clipped my arm off. Say, you seem the capable sort. Do you think you could lend me a hand? Sure will do, lad. Oh, thank you. You should be able to find the spot I was digging not far from the water. Just watch out for those snippers. Okay. The clam I was trying to get was over there, closer to the water. We'll be feasting well tonight if you can claim it from those ghastly claws. Okie dokie, don't worry, sir. Leave it to me. Alright, here we go. Oversized tie clam. Okay, these are pretty big snippers. I can understand why this guy was scared. Alright, we're gonna Bahamut. Blast it! Murder! Taken out, obliterated. Alright, okay, now we go back to talk to him. I was trying to seek my way to navigate between the enemies here, but alas. Shoo, shoo. Alright. Hesitant husband. You're not missing a limb or anything, are ya? Looks over herself. Nope, all limbs attended for. You would really notice if I was missing a limb, dude. Oversized tie clam, a bivalve mollusk known for hiding succulent flesh within a steel-hard exterior. This one is a particularly large specimen. Oh yes, look at the size of this thing. Oh, my wife will be well pleased. She'll be mad that I had to ask you for your help, but it'll be worth it when she sees the prize it claimed. In fact, I'm sure I want to thank you in person. Come on, let's head back to the village. Okay, dude. I have one more thing to do out here, but I'll definitely head back afterwards. Alright, now we loop around. Alright, the last thing we need to do is kill some of these. Yeah, kill some of these so that it'll spawn, apparently, the leader of this, these winged lizards. Okay. And the last Ruby Ruin should finish this off. Up, there it is, there he is. Wow, he's big! Look at the big little lad! What a lad! Alright. Bahamut time again. Wipe him off the face of the map. Oh, it said specifically slay 2 whiptails. I thought it was another one of those situations where it's just like, I don't know, just slay enough of them and eventually it'll spawn. Apparently, specifically 2. Up on the roof.
Alright, hesitant husband. Oh, thank you, miss. I might still be floundering about in the sands if it weren't for you. Strong-willed wife. Oh, my apologies, stranger. It seems my husband caused you more trouble than I expected. No problem. Ah, you're a proper pain in the posterior, you are. Here, take this and drop it off at the leaky keel. I hear you slew some shelled monsters at what came between him and the clam. A good thing too. If he'd stood his ground, I'd be burying whatever parts of him was left. Thank you. A man has his faults, but strike me if I don't love him all the same. Now I'd best be making something to fill his belly when he comes back. A nice thick clam stew, I reckon. This game has very few quests that are keep killing until it drops quests. Yeah, I've definitely noticed that. I think I've only encountered like one. But we have encountered some quests like that where it doesn't list the exact number you need to kill. Like I think obviously it does have a set number in the quest. It's never usually more than like 2 or 3, but usually it's just like, all right, guess how many you have to kill. All right, Catty. You got the bitey little bastard. The bitey little bastard, then. Oh, shadows be praised. Now mayhap we can work the fields in peace. Shadows be praised. Okay. If you hadn't done the deed, I was afraid we'd start running out of food. And I've no wish to watch anyone starve to death. I know we could move to Gate Town and live on handouts of meal like the rest of them, but we have our pride. So they get handouts of whatever the fuck meal is, okay. Okay. So they're saying if you bend the knee, you'll get like free food or whatever, okay. If there's any choice in the matter, we'd rather take care of our own needs while we can. With a little help from battle-savvy travelers such as battle-savvy travelers such as yourself, of course. You see a lot of travelers that go through here? I'll help you. I'll help as much as I can, lass, but you know that's not something you can rely on reliably. Alright, and then the last guy. The forlorn fisherman. Did you find anything? Yeah, snap fishing rod. The simple fishing rod has seen better days. The colors of this necklace have become faint and clouded with moisture, and the metal of this ring has come to large patches of rust. Sorry, lad, this is all I can find. These things all right. We made this rod ourselves, me and him. I lost count of the number of times we slipped away to go fishing instead of grubbing about in the fields. So we should have known better than to try to crossing those choppy waters in that tiny boat. I told him, Wicked White. How many times I told him. Another saying here, Wicked White. Okay. Praise the shadows and Wicked White. And then the divide swallowed him up and spat him out, the damn fool. I suppose I better bury these bits and pieces with him and then get back to work. Thank you for your kindness, stranger. Yeah, poor lad. Surely there could have been a better way to try to find crossing. Alright. I guess you would have had to wait for travelers to come, because like they say that a lot of people, a lot of hopefuls or whatever, come here to Gate Town, so they got to be arriving here in some capacity, right?